What's up, guys? I'm Dave. This is Jeremy.
Hey.
Recently, we just lost a childhood friend of ours, Joshua Michael Park. This is the video in his memory. Not only was he a great guy, he was a great father, a great husband, even better friend. You know, Josh was known as a protector, and he's going to be missed. So I wanted to do a video not about Josh Park, but just dedicate this one to him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He used to give me crap about watching wrestling all the time. You know that's fake, right?
Yeah, he did not like the fake wrestling.
It's fake. It's
Although he was on the wrestling team. He tried getting me to wrestle and get on the wrestling team when I was younger. Thought that I'd do good in my weight class, but I was more into video games.
But no, Josh, it's for you, bud. It is called Gone Too Soon, guys. It's a top 10 hot stella of not a top 10 like best top 10, but this is my top 10. And I mean, Jeremy can throw his influence or
There's a couple in there that I know of and that I would definitely want to commemorate as well. You know, just some
right,
a bunch of awesome wrestlers that
just gone too soon. Gone too soon, man. But yeah, like I said, it's a top 10. So like I said, if you got your own top 10, put it down below in the comments.
Some other notable folks, even
or a wrestler that we overlooked.
Yeah,
a
wrestler that you know.
So we're gonna start with some honorable mentions before I get my top 10. First one is Miss Elizabeth. She was the Macho Man's manager.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, man! Who's your first crush in wrestling? Right?
Yeah.
Dude, she was knocked down, slap your mama, beautiful. She was, oh my god. She. Sad thing is, she's did the wrong thing at the wrong time, and she died on May 1st, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And from the sources that I've gotten, it was a acute toxicology or toxicity, pretty much from, I'm guessing, a drug overdose.
Yeah. Which
it's sad, but it's part back then, and a lot of people are getting this whole thing about wrestlers and steroids and drug use and this wellness policy is it actually real? Because you got a guy like Jinder Mahal,
mm-hmm.
who's jacked up, but he passes all of his tests.
Yes.
People are like, oh, this is fake, but
I don't think it's necessarily the wrestling physique aspect. I think it's the showmanship side of it. The whole television aspect.
Right.
More you get into the TV and
we're actors,
maintaining the actor persona. That I don't know how many of our '80s actors that were unfortunately taken away by drug use.
There was, I can think of a couple, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
All right, another honorable mention is going to be Test. Andrew Martin, I believe is his name. He died March 13th, 2009, overdose. It was an ongoing trend back then.
Yeah.
It was, no, I take that back. It was March 13th, 2009.
Okay.
2009, sorry.
Okay.
But it was an ongoing trend back then. You saw these wrestlers, with the whole taboo, I'm not going to bring it up, story of a certain wrestler, that did horrible things. But a lot of wrestlers have died at the age of 45. And they were trying to pinpoint it to steroid use and roid rage, but you have all these guys that are taking all these drugs and stuff like that, that are entertainers, And like nowadays, there's like legalized steroids.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you see, you know, guys like The Rock. You know, like he didn't look like that 10 years ago. He did not look like that 10 ye's ago. He's jacked now, dude. All right, so going back down to my honorable mentions, it's a two-parter right here. You got Johnny Gunge and Rocco Rock. They were part of the team called Public Enemy.
Oh, okay.
They were known in ECW, WCW, WWE for a short time. They were hardcore wrestlers, you know, just people through tables.
Yep.
Johnny died, let's see here, February 16th, 2006. And Rocco died September 21st, 2002. Rocco died of a heart attack. Johnny died of sleep apnea. And then the last honorable mentions, it's going to be, and then actually, it's sad. It's better known as the Von Erich curse. It's the Von Erich boys. You had David died February 10th, 1984 from unknown causes. Now there's a story behind that. Allegedly, they were in a tour in Japan, and he went there out of spite on his dad. But there was a wrestler known as Bruce Brody, who we'll get to in a later video, who actually was there to watch out for David. And he found David unresponsive and found a bunch of pills by his dead body. And Bruce Brody flushed them down the toilet. So therefore it was an unknown cause of death. But later on, I believe they said it was something with his stomach. Like so he had a bad piece of sushi and his stomach ruptured. So next one on that list is going to be Mike Von Erich. He died of a accidental drug overdose. Next one is Chris Von Erich, suicide, shot himself point blank in the heart. You know, guys, gone too long, gone too soon. This whole video. And the last one on that list is Kerry Von Erich. And he, think about it, man. You're a mother and a father, and you're losing all your sons. And dude, on my list here, 84, 87, 91, and 93. And the one Von Erich that a lot of people don't know that actually passed before all these guys was Jack. And he died at a young age, infant age. Not infant age, I want to say like more like toddler age. He was outside and there was some kind of electrical storm. And it shocked the ground and he drowned in the puddle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. So this poor family, dude, they lost 6 sons.
Wow.
So
I did not know that.
I know it's a downer video, guys, but you know that's the whole thing about this whole thing. It's called Gone Too Soon.
Yeah.
You know, these guys, could have gone. Kerry Von Erich was a NWA heavyweight champion, and the weird thing was that they had the David Von Erich Memorial, and David was actually supposed to be the NWA champion. He was supposed to win it off of Ric Flair, but circumstances happened, and then they had this WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling style memorial, for David, and Kerry actually ended up winning the title, and then a couple months later dropped it back to, I think it was about a month later, dropped it back to Ric Flair due to the Freebirds interfering, and that's what started the whole Freebird Von Erich feud. So, all right, we're gonna get to the top 10, guys. And some of these wrestlers, Jeremy might recognize, might not, but I'll fill the blanks for you guys.
Yeah,
so, top 10. Here we go. We're gonna start off with number 10. October 23rd, 2000. Yokozuna. The big man, Samoan. Well, billed then actually from Japan.
Yeah.
Managed by Mr. Fuji. Tagged with a couple guys that are on this list here. For his size, man, he could move. Like you'd expect a 500-pound guy to move like a cruiserweight. And like his power and his just everything. But sad thing was that his weight just got the better of him, and he had a pulmonary edema, and it's where your lungs fill up with fluid, and we just lost him. And number 9. Funny thing about number 9 is that these guys were actually related. Umaga.
Really?
Umaga. December 4th, 2009. Basically a heart attack.
Wow.
Is what he passed from. And the funny thing about Umaga was, like I said, he's part of family with Yokozuna. The dude had a Yokozuna tattoo on his arm. You know, and these guys, like I said, they were part of family and stuff like that. And Umaga was just a beast in the ring, dude. He started out doing his own thing, like independent style, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then when he got to the WWE, he was part of a team with his cousin called 3 Minute Warning.
Okay.
And for those out there who do know or don't know, back in the 2000s era, you had a tag team called Billy and Chuck, which was Chuck Palumbo and Billy Gunn. And they had kind of a racy, homoerotic, gay tag team style. People thought they were actually like into each other, but that, that's how wrestling is. It's like a soap opera, pretty much. They've got their characters, they've got their builds. This is what the character you're going to play. This is how you're going to do it. But they were actually going to be partners in life, and they had a full wedding ceremony and stuff like this on SmackDown. And the funny thing is that the priest is sitting there, and all of a sudden they stop up and look at each other. Whoa, 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 whoa! We're not what you guys think are. We're just best friends, We're just here, to support each other. Well, all of a sudden the preacher goes, "Well, that's great because you have about 3 minutes left," and all of a sudden he rips off this like, what's it called, the makeup and stuff like that, the face stuff, and rips it off. It's Eric Bischoff. And he says 3 minute warning, and these two big, huge Samoan guys come through, and they squash everybody.
What?
Like they take
I'm
them.
gonna have to see that.
They take them out. One of the best like debuts I've seen in a long time. Umaga, he was number 9. He also was in the infamous hair versus hair match. You had Bobby Lashley versus Umaga.
That one I had actually seen.
Bobby Lashley was actually representing our President of the United States, Donald Trump. Umaga was representing Vince McMahon.
Right.
Whoever lost the match, the other guy had to get his head shaved. Vince McMahon was shaved bald that night.
Right.
That was the infamous.
Right.
And the best thing is that our president, no matter what people say about him, he's the only president of the United States that has actually taken a Stone Cold Stunner.
That's like the only saving grace is like anytime I hear anything from anybody, I'm like, hey, he took a stunner.
He took a Stone Cold Stunner.
At least you got that.
All right, number 8, Chris Kanyon.
Yeah.
He was, who better than Kanyon? Nobody. I mean, he was great, dude.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites growing up.
No, that was a great.
He was in WCW as Mortis. This is when the WCW was ripping off Mortal Kombat.
Okay, yeah.
Because you had Glacier, you had
Yes.
Wrath, you had Mortis, and these guys coming in there. They had all this like
100%
Mortal Kombat style. They
Yeah.
even tried getting Rob Van Dam to do this.
Really?
Yeah, but he flat out turned him down. He's like, "No, I'm not getting this. This is crap." No. Unfortunately enough, it was on April 2nd, 2010. Kanyon took his own life. Chris Kanyon, the wrestler, will always be missed. Chris Kanyon, the person, in my eyes, I'm sorry, even though the guy took his own life, people say it's the coward way out. But for all that don't know, that Kanyon was gay, and in that time it still wasn't really talked about. People didn't talk about coming out of the closet and stuff like this. More recently, in the last couple of years, we have these gay marches and stuff like that, which I'm all for, man. Don't hide who you are. Be you. Be you. That's our main thing on here at the channel. Is be you.
But no, definitely, there's quite a few folks that unfortunately couldn't be who they wanted to be. That sucked.
Right. Number 7. This one's kind of recent. China.
Oh, yeah.
From my sources and the stuff that I looked at, it was an accidental overdose. She mixed her medication with alcohol, allegedly. Sad thing is that her death was actually overshadowed by the death of Prince, because it was the same day. Her Prince died the same day. China was known as the ninth wonder of the world. She was one of the only women to win a men's title in the WWE, as far as I know. She was also one of the first women, other than Beth Phoenix, to actually compete in the Royal Rumble. She's not in the Hall of Fame yet, which is a crying shame. She was in the adult entertainment business for quite some time. But no, she was one of those women that actually paved the way.
No, I think so. I think there was quite a few of them, like back in the 80s, like you're saying, there was quite a few ladies that helped pave the way from going from just a billboard to silly matches to actually being incredible wrestling, to where I think she was one of the main reasons why now you have main event ladies, wrestling, is they just, like you said, she could win a men's title match, no problem.
The housekeeping match with her and Jeff Jarrett, dude.
Yep.
Jeff Jarrett was working without a contract. He said, "I want my money. I'll drop the title and I'll leave. Just pay me." And that was actually one of the more sillier matches that I've seen with her in it.
Mm-hmm.
China was a beast, and for her, dude, she was so ahead of her time. Nowadays you see women doing things that are like this, but not like this. Like, you have women out there like Nia Jax, and you have Lady Tapa, and these gorgeous big women that are over the top, and dude, they're gonna make it.
Oh yeah.
So, getting with that, number 6 is gonna be one of my personal favorite wrestlers that was just gone too soon, was Chris Candido. Chris Candido was better known as Sonny's husband, boyfriend. For those who don't remember Sonny.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That was the time that I was still watching.
They were together.
His name didn't sound familiar, but no, I definitely
he passed away. He passed away April 28th, 2005. Cause of death was pneumonia, and he was in a steel cage match while working for TNA, which is known now as Impact or Global Force Wrestling. Back then it was total nonstop action. He was in a cage match, and he broke his tibia and fibula, as well as dislocated his ankle. So he had to have surgery. Well, then he had complications during the surgery, got a blood clot, contracted pneumonia, and passed.
Oh man.
This is 4 days after his surgery.
Wow.
So, and Chris Candido, he was a small guy, but he was one of those ones that let you know he was there. Number 5. Number 5, Mike Awesome. February 17th, 2007, we lost one of the funniest, entertaining big men in the business. Mike Awesome was a damn good professional wrestler. Damn good entertainer. He was better known in ECW as Mike Awesome. He had the Awesome Bomb. He had matches against guys that they were just knocked down, drag out fights. And dude, they were great. They made you want to sit there and actually watch the match. He was better known in ECW as Mike Awesome, as well as WCW as Mike Awesome, or that 70s guy. They would put him in denim bell bottoms and this shirt.
And that sounds familiar.
And they would put him down on this Partridge Family bus.
That sounds really familiar.
And
that sounds like a bill that I've seen back in the day.
I got the network, man. I told you to check it out, dude. It's great. But that was his stick back then. That 70s guy, Mike Awesome. Number 4, One of my personal favorites again. This guy was one of the original tag teams that I fell in love with growing up as a kid, starting to watch professional wrestling. Back then you could call it professional wrestling. Nowadays it's sports entertainment. So, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog.
Yeah.
His match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam. The first actual SummerSlam that was actually pre-taped because they were in England at Wembley Stadium. Dude, I'm not going to talk bad about wrestlers on this. I'm going to keep it positive. The match could have been a little bit better if certain things didn't happen during that time. But with Davey Boy Smith what happened is that he was working a show, and I believe it was WCW, and they had this trap door in the middle of the ring, and it was solid, and he came down on a back bump, and he hit it, and it just tore him up, and then he just started doing things the wrong way. Eventually got the better of him, and he died of a heart attack. Which is sad, because he was one of the wrestlers that was hoping that would actually win the WWF title. He should have been one of those ones.
Yeah.
Number 3, another one that's close to Davey Boy Smith. They were together in the later called the Hart Foundation. The older version when Stone Cold was around. Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman passed away October 5th, 1997. Caused a death heart attack. There's a lot of pattern here, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is, like I was telling you, a lot of these wrestlers that they're talking about died before the age of 42. And that's way too soon.
Yeah.
Way too soon. Brian Pillman, better known in WCW as Flying Brian Pillman, or part of the Hollywood Blondes with Stunning Steve Austin, better known as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those two were great friends, even after Pillman and Austin were out of WCW. They still talk, and I bet you this day, if Brian Pillman was still around, we'd have a lot more positive stories to talk about Brian Pillman. He was one of those kind of guys, But the sad thing with Brian Pillman is that he was one of those guys you didn't know if he was in character or if he was being real. And Brian Pillman has a documentary out. It's on the WWE Network, and dude, it's fantastic. It gets you in the mind of the loose cannon, is what they used to call him. So,
interesting.
Yeah. Number 2. Viva la Raza. Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, man. Dude, funny thing is that I remember the day he passed, what I was doing, and my boss gave me the day off of work. She actually gave me the day off of work. She's like, go home. I got out of work because one of my favorite wrestlers passed away. I didn't get paid for it, but she sent me home. That's kind of cool for a boss.
Yeah.
But Eddie Guerrero, he died November 13th, 2005. Story was that he wrestled on SmackDown, and they had a match and stuff like that, and he was in almost like a title run kind of thing, back and forth, him and Batista and stuff like that, and a couple other things, and he was wrestling a match on SmackDown, and he took a nasty hit to the head of the chair. It looked bad, like the dude actually hit him with the chair. I don't know if it was on purpose or what. Back then you didn't know. But he went to the hotel room, did his thing, and then later the next day, his nephew actually found him gone. Like I said, Eddie Guerrero is best known as Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero was one of the best high flyers. I'm not going to put the term luchador. I'm not going to put the term cruiserweight. I'm talking he was one of the best wrestlers out there. He could hang and bang with the big men. his match with Brock Lesnar when he won the title, that was just, you didn't expect it.
No, with him, he reminded me, it was like Spider-Man in the ring.
Right?
Yeah.
He flew.
It was like the whole reason why I fell in love with wrestling is, you had some greats like Mysterio. Just
right. And him and Eddie were close, man.
Oh, they were great friends. And just the way those guys could hit the ropes, go flying in there, some of the moves that they could pull off in the air, the aerials, pretty amazing.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, Owen Hart.
Yeah.
To this day, it's still taboo to talk about Owen Hart in the business. Owen Hart was one of the best, if not the best, wrestler in the Hart family. A lot of people say Bret was, or still is. I'm sorry. I think Owen surpassed him.
Yeah.
Owen was one of those guys that you just looked at him and you were like, that kid has it. And backstage, Owen was known as a jokester. Quick funny story. They read this is all hearsay from Mr. James E. Cornette, Jim Cornette, and a couple of the guys that were there at the barbecue. We weren't there. This was like when we were maybe middle school.
Yeah.
But Harley Race, great wrestler, had a barbecue, and Owen Hart switched out the barbecue sauce for this like extremely over the top powered hot sauce. Like it was bad. And Harley grabbed it and he put it on his burger and started eating it. Oh, I guess like in the cartoons when the steam comes out the ears. Yeah.
I can see that.
Owen Hart actually passed away May 23rd, 1999. And cause of death was internal bleeding of brain trauma. So, when you fall from 70 feet doing a stunt, you hit that area of the ring that's not supposed to be. That's why he's at my number one, because I think he was stolen from us.
Oh,
sure. As a fan, he was stolen from us.
And
he never should have done that stunt. He should have just said no.
Yeah. That's the part of wrestling that a lot of the folks just doesn't seem to get. They only see the drama, the theatrics part of it, and there is some real. When these guys are taking hits, they're getting hurt. It's not.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. You can get as much muscle and stuff as you want, and that muscle is going to protect your vitals. But you're not going to be able to tell me that your muscles aren't sore, that you don't actually get hurt, that you don't pull something. I mean, countless times and times again, how many of these guys have gotten taken out because their just bodies are beat?
Right. There's.
But yeah. So.
But the one thing that I always remember about Owen Hart won't be his death or the way he died. It was the way that he lived his life, and that's how I want to remember Josh.
For sure.
That's why it is called Gone Too Soon. Josh was gone way too soon.
Oh, 100%.
His three boys, his beautiful wife Melissa. I mean.
No, he was a super cool dude. I met, I went back and forth both sides of town, and when I finally went back over to the other side of town, I didn't know anybody. I knew you, and that was it. And actually, Josh was one of the first people that I got to meet, and we had a lot of fun competing in all of the physical parts of school.
Right.
In the gym. I can remember trying to do competitions with him of like hundreds of push-ups, and it's me. I got no body weight, so I can pick myself up 100 times. And then there's this guy that I always wanted to be, nothing but arms and chest.
Dude, he was a beast.
And
he was a.
I'm talking, we were 14-year-old kids, and this guy looked like a superhero,
right?
And was a superhero.
He was
the nicest guy in the world. I remember we got being such good buds that I come in the gymnasium and I could yell "alley-oop," and the guy would drop down, and I could run across the gym plant my foot in his back, and he'd jump in the air, and I could finally hit the rim on the basketball hoop.
Yeah, he could. He might have been able to go with me, but I don't think I got maybe too far. But no, like I said, I just want to thank Melissa.
Yeah.
You know what you had. He was just. He was so great, man. He was happy. Big teddy bear. So for you, Josh, I thank you. I want to say thank you for letting me be a part of your life. For letting me grow up with you and just even be a friend. I know you're watching down with us, dude. I know you're watching. I know you still give me crap for not being a Baltimore Ravens fan, being a Saints fan. I'm sorry. I still love you. Always love you. Thank you, Josh. It's for you.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.